Hello and welcome to my review of Captain Messinius for Space Marines for Warhammer 40,000. This model will cost you £24 and comprises of 14 plastic components. The only extra option you get is a helmetless head for him. The structure of this review will be as follows. I'll have a look at Captain Messinius up close, look at all the detail and things. Then we'll look at that helmetless head option. We'll go through some of the size comparisons with other Space Marine Primaris models and captains, lieutenants, things like that. Then I will go through all of the rules. Now, he doesn't have any kind of special character specific rules. They say that you can just use him in games as a Primaris captain, which is a little bit disappointing. I would have liked him to have like a unique, just like one unique ability, just something that's makes him stand out. Yeah, you could say he's for White Consuls, so not a main like first found in chapter like Ultramarines or Blood Angels or anything like that. However, it's just great that we've got a White Consuls character, and yes, the price £24, quite pricey for a single named Space Marine, but there are some details on him that make him stand out as a White Consul. And me having a humongous Black Consuls collection, of course I'll paint his armour black and have him as a Black Consul. So that's really cool. That I never thought when I first started collecting Space Marines decades ago that my own chap that my colour scheme was based on would get a character. And here we are, even though it's a White Consuls character. But still, let's have a look at Captain Messinius up close then. So here he is. We'll just zoom in a bit. This Primaris Space Marine, you get to a point where so many of them blend into each other, and it's kind of the issue with this one. The things that stand him apart is definitely that power fist and that plasma pistol. He's got a bit of a scenic base. His helmet is quite cool. It's got these laurels. You could definitely paint the power fist, like this area, like gold, and the Aquila, I guess, these wings that are on the plasma pistol, gold. He's got the number 3 there. He's got the White Consul or Black Consul. Fun fact, they're both the same, like eagle symbol, which is nice. The power plant, not really anything special. It's got this top frame, which I always kind of assume is an iron halo, but there we go. He's got a little cloak. I would have preferred the cloak to be, longer. He is a captain at the end of the day, not a lieutenant or anything like that. So it would have been nice to give him a longer cloak. But power plant, yeah, not anything else going on there. And then on the greave, you've got this Aquila symbol, and he's got the usual, bone in a box and some tassels. So he's pretty nice. Would he stand out with your normal Primaris Space Marines as a captain? I'm not quite sure. Again, I think he would have if he had a longer cape, but that cape does look a bit odd on him. I'll tell you that. But yeah, that's Captain Messinius. This is his helmetless head. So if you've got any of the Dawn of Fire novels, you'll probably recognise his face there on one of the front of the novel artwork. So yeah, he's got that scar down his face. He's got that bucket haircut, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, that's the model itself. Let me just go through some size comparisons with other Primaris models. So I've tried to gather a few miniatures from the Primaris force. They're all spread out in a number of boxes, so it was difficult to find like the most recent Primaris captain. So what I wanted to find was the captain with the mastercrafted heavy bolt rifle, or even the normal Primaris captain. But what I do have is a Primaris Ancient right here. So this is a Primaris Ancient. They cost the same amount. Of course, they're the same size, but just, yeah, that's what you're getting. The Promotional Ancient, you've got a full bolt rifle there, you've got the big banner, you've got I say power sword, it's a shorter power sword. Detail wise, they're very similar. really, and they go quite well together, I would say. So that's an ancient. I've got one of the sword brethren or sword brothers, again, same height. They would work well. And then I've got this, like one of the tallest Primaris. Is this like a lieutenant, I think? So yeah, he'll go, obviously he'll go well with a lot of Primaris, but there's just so much of them now. But there's just so many of them now, isn't there? It's hard to, you know, spot them now because there's so many unique versions of them. Of course, compared to a Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought, I can't compare it to the brand new one that's not out yet, but that's where he stands next to one of those. I don't know why his arm is sort of like that, maybe because I've done it so he's posable. But yeah, it gives you an idea just how big a Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought is, and I'm not sure why, but I just felt like comparing it to a Rhino, even though you can't put Primaris in Rhinos, but I hope that helps. And the final size comparison I would like to make is just with the three usual miniatures. So I have Sly Marbo, Legacy Space Marine, and another Primaris, which we've sort of already compared. So let's have a look here. As you can see, normal Space Marine or Legacy Space Marine is up to the chest. Sly Marbo barely gets up to the chest, and then a normal Primaris is, I would say, I know he's on a bit of a scenic base, I'd say they're exactly the same size. Maybe Messinius is smidgen smaller, but you know, that might be to do with the pose. So yeah, if you've got a, so the short of it is, if you've got a Primaris Space Marine Force, he's going to fit it. He's going to fit in. He's going to fit right in. The rules for Captain Messinius, as I mentioned at the start of the review, there aren't any specific rules for this character, so I will just be drawing from the datasheet from the 9th edition Space Marine Codex, or as I like to call it, the Primaris Codex, because there's so many Primaris Space Marines in here now. So a Primaris Captain then is of course an HQ unit and is a power points cost of a 5 or a points cost of 90. You can give them a Mastercrafted Power Sword for 5 points, Power Fist for 10 points, or a Relic Shield for 10 points. Of course, this one's equipped with a Power Fist. Plenty of weapon options with this one. You get the Plasma Pistol for free, it seems. The stat line of the Primaris Captain is a movement of 6 inches, weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 2+, strength and toughness are both 4, 6 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9 and a save of 3+. Primaris Captain is equipped with a bolt pistol, Mastercrafted auto bolt rifle, frag grenades and crack grenades. Even though the Power Fist is an option in the War Gear options, they don't actually give you the rules for it in the weapon loadout. Which is a bit of a shame because they do for the Mastercrafted Power Sword. I guess by now they just assume that you know what the rules are, even though they do change them from time to time. But if you needed to know, of course Captain Messinius has a Power Fist, which is a melee weapon. It's a strength ×2, AP -3, damage 2, and you subtract 1 from the attack's hit roll, which isn't too bad because he's already starting off with weapon skill of 2+, but yeah, that does impact those you know, 5 attacks, but still better than hitting last, I think. But yeah, that means he's got strength 8, AP -3, damage 2 weapon there. The Plasma Pistol, again, I think they just assume that you know what the stat line of a Plasma Pistol is, and it's important to note that it is just a normal Plasma Pistol. It's not a Plasma Blaster or a Plasma Cutter. That's a nod to Dead Space there. It's a 12-inch range, pistol 1, strength 7, AP -3, damage 1, and you can supercharge it as normal. The other War Gear is a Relic Shield, which he doesn't have, it seems. That is a paid option though. You add 1 to armor saving throws made for the bearer, and in addition, each time the bearer would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll 1d6 on a 4+, that wound is not lost. If this model is not equipped with a Mastercrafted Power Sword, its bolt pistol and Mastercrafted auto bolt rifle can be replaced with one of the following: 1 Plasma Pistol and 1 Power Fist. There you go, that's the loadout. 1 heavy bolt pistol, 1 Mastercrafted Power Sword and 1 Relic Shield. This model's mastercrafted auto bolt rifle can be replaced with one mastercrafted stalker bolt rifle. If this model is equipped with either a mastercrafted auto bolt rifle or mastercrafted stalker bolt rifle, it can be equipped with one mastercrafted power sword. If this model is from the Dark Angels chapter or one of its successors, its mastercrafted auto bolt rifle can be replaced with one special issue bolt carbine. If this model is equipped with a special issue bolt carbine and it is not equipped with a mastercrafted power sword, it can be equipped with one power fist. Abilities: Angels of Death, Iron Halo. This model has a 4+ invulnerable save. Rites of Battle: while a friendly chapter core unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. Keywords: Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Infantry, Character, Primaris, Captain. So there you go, pretty standard loadout. You know, he's got a decent number of wounds. He's quite survivable, I guess, with the save of 3+. They sort of did away with artificer armor for the captains. I used to always have a captain or force commander, as it was back then, with artificer armor, so that was the 2+, and then the 4+ invulnerable. They've kind of done away with that now. The only way you're going to be getting your 2+ armor save is with your captain in Terminator armor, or you know, picking up a relic shield, which, yeah, similar kind of thing. And you can ignore those mortal wounds with the relic shield. So that's what they did instead for Primaris. What do you guys think of Captain Messinius? Do you think he should have had his own like unique rules for the fist or the plasma pistol, or are you quite content that we've even got a model for him? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.